So I was watching Ceremor's VOD. He came back to PlayZ today. There was that whole embarrassing incident where the owner of IntenZ got called out for like creating special events for Ceremor back when like Ceremor was playing and Hey Barnaby was playing and Benfruit was playing. Like all these major 1,000+ audience streamers were playing PlayZ at the same time a couple of weeks ago, and then it came out that the server owner had like created custom events for Ceremor to kind of lure him to like keep playing because it was bringing so many eyes onto the server and so much attention to PlayZ. And the fallout of that was that all the streamers stopped playing, and the audience for the server plummeted as a result of that. And today, for whatever reason, Ceremor started like streamed some other server for an hour, and then an hour into his last stream, he switched over to PlayZ and started a fresh life. And so I was just going through his VOD, and he has a cool encounter at the police station in Gorka, and I'm gonna highlight all of this because it leads into a conversation about why he likes PlayZ with
I don't
the
think
S
you're really looking. Well, I don't know.
with the
We'll
S
find out.
gunplay mod over
Unless it was
intense.
a zombie. Hard to tell. I just saw like a white head.
So he saw
Got no
somebody
armor. I
inside the
really don't want to catch a
PD.
bullet here.
I'm just gonna
See
speed
if
it
that
up
zombie gets attracted to him. If that is, oh shit, that zombie. All right. Zombie looks attracted to the building. Well, maybe not.
so that we get to the encounter real quick. But
Okay.
I wanted to show the approach too.
Well, now they
So
didn't go to that part of town. There's too many zombies. They could just be laying low in here.
he's got to worry about aggroing zombies himself because that will give his position away, and so he sneaks around back.
Yeah, there they are. Fucking with ammo.
You can hear the player inside unpacking boxes of ammo, and then I'll just speed it up until the encounter. It takes zombies forever to beat down a door
Did they
on
attack the zombie?
PlayZ most of the time. And he'll hear the zombie break the door down, and this guy has to start fighting the zombie.
Hands up when you're done. Shit. Control the situation. Using some sort of single shot.
So the guy shot at a zombie, so he knows generally he's on this side of the roof. Sprays him right in the chin. And then and then it goes into a big gigantic ordeal where he has to kill 1,000,000 zombies because the zombie horde comes. And so he deals with the zombies. I'll just skip past that. And after he deals with all the zombies, he ends up taking a nap. And then, right as he's getting up from the nap, somebody in Ceremor's chat asks about what's the difference between PlayZ and IntenZ, and he has a great answer, which I want to play his entire. He goes on about it for a while here. I'm gonna play the whole thing, and then I'm gonna highlight this whole thing. So you'll see the question pop up over here from Chrysalis asking, I tried IntenZ a few times. What's the difference between IntenZ and PlayZ, basically? And I'm just going to wait for that question to pop up, and then I'll just let it play out from there.
We gotta find that fucking bruised cream.
I tried IntenZ a few times. How is this one better?
A
Seems
lot of
little
reasons,
better.
Chrysalis. So for one, bases on here are much easier to raid than IntenZ. IntenZ does all kinds of things to be pro base, which makes it so that there's these giant fortresses that are pretty much, like, for all intents and purposes, unraidable. And so, like, the regulars on IntenZ can have caches of, 30 gear sets, and there's nothing you can do to get to them. It sucks. On here, you can raid in a variety of different ways. You can, like, just get a fucking fire axe or a splitting axe, and you can get into a wall in like 15 minutes, or a hacksaw too. You get it even quicker. That's the reason I quit IntenZ, is because I ran into a base in Cherno, and it was like literally 50 walls, and probably like 10, 20 gates you would have to get through to get to the top of a giant apartment building. And I was like, okay, well, shit, that's a ridiculous monstrosity of a base. Let's punch it down. Fuck it, let's try. Maybe we can hop over some of these fences and do some parkour. Who knows? And then I gathered a bunch of melee weapons to start raiding. I get there, I realize, wait, when I swing, I don't hit the wall. Oh, they disabled melee damage. And I think they might have maybe bullet damage worked, but, like, it was only bullet and grenade damage. On the server IntenZ, where finding bullets and grenades is ridiculously fucking difficult. Like, I would have 9-hour runs on IntenZ and have a fucking single-shot shotgun with, like, 4 slugs and, like, a badly damaged pistol and maybe a mag, right? That's, like, my 9-hour run on IntenZ. So it's like, okay, you're just saying that these bases can't be raided at this point. Like, there is no way somebody's going to gather enough supply to get through 20 fucking gates, realistically. And that sucked. So the bases not being invulnerable fortresses is very nice. Also, the S gunplay is huge. The gunplay mod makes it so that fights don't end in a millisecond, and on a server that's ultra fucking hardcore, it's way more satisfying to have a good, like, fight that has more back and forth, than rather than instantaneous lasering down of your opponent. No, you can't sleep with pain effects here either. This also, they were doing full skill reset for a while, but at the very least now they've made they've walked it back because there was a lot of the old players who liked the skills staying. So they added the fucking soul system where you can acquire these souls that'll give you a chance to not lose all of your skills upon death, but you still lose 40% of your skills, which is way more than IntenZ, which I think is like 5 or 10% or something. So it is more impactful to die. Yeah, I think it's an okay compromise as far as things go. It's still, like, really fucking punishing. I certainly would not want to die, even if I know that I'm only going to lose 40%. That's still, like, a lot. It was 5% before, which was horrible because that was basically nothing at all, and dying just did not matter whatsoever. All right, we're full health. It is very goofy. That is for sure. Like, the gunplay mod is the biggest thing for me. That's the main reason I like this server over IntenZ. Because on IntenZ, you spot a guy down by, like, that tree right there, you're like, oh, guy at that tree, dead. On this, you're like, oh, guy at that tree. Okay, fuck, I'm out of breath. Shit. Okay, let's get our breath back. I should have been more careful. I shouldn't have been sprinting. All right. There he is. Okay. Bam, Like, you really have to think about your shots. It feels way more realistic. It creates situations that are more realistic. It's not Twitch gameplay. Oh, there's a dude. Boom, dead. Boom, got him. It's way fucking better. Your weight matters a lot more. Did IntenZ even have the like weight system? That's another big part of what's so good about this. Maybe it did. I can't remember.
So anyway, that's it. He went through about a 6 minute explanation of why he prefers PlayZ with the S Gunplay mod over IntenZ, and obviously, as he explained, it had a lot to do with how IntenZ is far more favorable to bases being more permanent, whereas on PlayZ, he's saying that bases are much easier to raid. You can melee raid bases on PlayZ, and so you don't end up with these like massive invincible fortresses like on IntenZ, which that hasn't. To be honest, that hasn't been my experience with IntenZ, because I know that there was a group in Cherno that had a massive base and their entire base got dismantled the last wipe. But I didn't play the U.S. IntenZ for that entire wipe, so I'm not really sure. Like, I'm sure their base was up for a long time, and I'm guessing that that's the one that he was talking about. And but anyway, yeah, I just thought that was cool. I was just watching Ceremor's mod, and he got into a commentary about my two preferred servers that I'm playing right now. I'm playing a lot of IntenZ, I'm playing a lot of PlayZ, and so to hear a big streamer like Ceremor go through his reasons for preferring one or over the other was really cool, and I thought that it'd be good to actually highlight it, and I think I'll actually just put upload this to YouTube as well, just so that more people can hear his thoughts on that, because very few people, relatively speaking, are gonna watch this VOD, much less see that 6 minute segment of it where he says something that I thought was pretty important. So that's why I cranked up the stream, so that I could just play through that encounter and his explanation afterwards, and clip it. So thanks for watching. Later.